Okay, hello everyone. I installed a new novel. It's new for me, but actually it was released, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016, and it's free. It's available on Steam, and it's named Sunset's Ashes. About climbing up. It's about a couple who climbed some mountain. Yeah, let's see. Ooh. Days of climbing, days of sleeing on the ground, and I'm still not used to the low oxygen. Alex. Do you mean days of sleeping? Nick. I said sleeping, I know there is a p in it. Sleen. Yeah. I heard sleen. You're just not listening to me. You're not talking loud enough or in my direction. Don't pick on me, it's hard to breathe up here. I'm climbing this mountain for you, and you want to complain about the direction I'm looking? Actually, it's about a couple who decided to climbing up a mountain and actually there is their reminiscence. They try to restore those events and appear it to us in the way of the story. Fair enough. At least I'm getting the best view from behind. You watch it. I don't think I like you right now for picking on me. Love you, still love you, but not sure I like you. We can turn back if you want to. No, I can't do this. Not about to turn back now after climbing for so many days already and spending so much money on the gear. Well, I'll tell you what. If you collapse, I can always carry you. Yeah, I know that gears for climbing is a bit expensive. I don't have to look at you to know there's a wink with that. I might not be in the best shape of my life, but I am not about to fall over, and I will not be carried. If I wouldn't let you carry me on out wedding night, no one is ever carrying me. Whoa. Eek, that last gust of wind chilled through my windbreak and down to my bones. Why is it so cold? It's going to get a bit colder before the day is over. Oh, and you do this all the time for fun? Why again would you want to be in the cold like this so often? We grew up where it's warm, where it's so warm we never had winter, just summer and less hot summer. You don't sweat as badly as I do. I call this a welcome change of scenery and body odor. Lots of fun in my book. Yeah. Fun. We could live up north for the cold. What would compel someone to climb mountains for fun? You know me. I always love to taking in a beautiful view whenever the opportunity presents itself. Oh, my butt. If off limits on this mountain, nowhere any layers of clothes coming off me. Well, shucks. And here I was hoping for you to warm me up. If you're not careful, I will give you a nice slap to warm you up. It will be a slap of love. I remember the last time you gave me a love slap. Just thinking about it makes my face sore. It was a pretty fierce hit. You asked me to slap you that time, remember? Yeah. True, but if I'd know you were going to slap me that hard, I might not have asked at the time. We had recently gotten back together from being broken up for 6 months after having been together for 3 years. I had some pent-up frustration to still let out. Besides, you shouldn't be thanking me. I sobered you up. If I hadn't slapped you, then you definitely would have lost that dart game. It was a really good dart game, and I suppose you did make it up to me later that night. What? You remember, right? When I took you home and baked cupcakes that night. Cupcakes? I don't remember any cupcakes. I made vanilla and lemon cupcakes for my sister's birthday the next day. I let you have one as an apology. You mean I've spent the past 2+ decades not remembering correctly how the rest of the night went? I must have hit you harder than I thought. And you remember actually winning the dart game, right? I will never tell. What? What's happened? Hello, this is a base camp. You hearing us up there? Loud and clear. Base camp. How's the climb going? You still on schedule? I'm alright, and yeah, still on schedule, taking it slow and steady. Also, it's probably having the easiest climb ever. Base camp. You'll bet. I'm just trying to show off in front of my wife is all. Everything good down below? Well, it's clear. In our neck of the woods, we are reading some heavy winds further up the path we mapped out for you though. How heavy is heavy exactly? A storm? No, not a storm. Generally, I would say any climber will be fine, but since it's your first Nick, we want to let you know, so you are not surprised. How worried should I be? Nothing you can survive. It might be hard enough to create whiteout condition and force you into cover for the night, however. So if you go forward, there is a chance it will take another day. Do I have any other options? If you head east, there is a flat clearing that will take you far around the mountain and eventually curve back up. It's a longer route, so we didn't consider it. There is no great guarantee you'll make it before sundown if you go that route, so you will need to hold it in order to keep on schedule. Only other option is west along the mountain's sharp ridge. Honestly, it's the more dangerous route, and we intentionally avoided that area since it's your first climb. If you take the ridge, it curves up enough to make you reach the summit faster, but you should take it slow anyway. There are hooks along the chain to help climbers easily. All depends on how well you think you can handle it. So the heavy winds that might hold us back a whole day is a clearing that I have to turn through, or pray I don't have a fear of heights. Alex, what option would you choose? Okay, my favorite part options. I choose east, making a run for it over the clearing, west using the ridge to move past the weather, forward and push through the strong winds. Okay, if we go forward, we risk lose. Actually, it's like a quick route. Yeah, but we can lose our health and probably lives. If we go east, making a run for it over the clearing. So it's like far away, but we can protect us. We can avoid this backflash from the weather and survived. West uses the ridge to move past the weather? West, west, west. So it's like the same? I didn't get it. Okay, go forward. Sorry, there was some interference. What was that? Going to push forward. At least the only way to go in straight up if the weather gets bad. Roger that. Be safe and cautious. If you need any support or update, let us know. Will do. Thanks guys. Base camped out. Whoa. Interference. I hate them. Are you sure you're going to be fine going this way? Sure. If you can do it, I can do it. Yes, ma'am. Oh, how long is this going to last? Only been more than a couple of hours. It can't be too far now. Wow. Snowy. I don't know, I feel like this was a bad idea. Makes me think about the time you draw in white out conditions. Oh yes, I had forgotten about that. Not exactly my best decision ever. Every time you tell that story, you'll also mention it being the dumbest thing you have ever done. Well, it was the dumbest thing I'd ever done. Still ranks as number one. It's one of the few things I could happily never do again. Was it as bad as this? I don't know. I think driving in whiteout condition was worse. Still can't believe some idiots barreled down the highway hoping no one would be slowing down ahead of them. Feels like a miracle I made it out alive most of the time. Do you want to stop? No, I'm making the summit in the time for the sunset. You can always see the sunrise in the morning, or I can see the sunset and the sunrise. Besides, you'll never get up early enough to see the sunrise. Yeah, well, a year ago I'd have said there is no chance of ever getting you on a mountain like this. Now here we are. Congratulations, you have officially been the most positive and negative influence on me. What? No, I am nothing short of a saint who married a stubborn woman. In fact, it's you who had the negative effect on me. Is that so? And how did I negatively affect you? Well, I remember being able to eat almost anything and be quite healthy. Oh, I see. So I exposed you to good food, and then your belly couldn't take junk food? Purely subjective. Is that all? Well, that negative effect have I supposedly had on you? Ha! I knew it. I domesticized you, and you have no ammo. And negative on me? I was never this stubborn before I met you. Never, never. Pretty sure I didn't make you stubborn overnight. Remind me how much effort you put into making me have ketchup with my meals. What kind of weird person doesn't have ketchup with fries? There is nothing wrong with the lack of ketchup. You used to have to condiments with any meal. Didn't you a favor? Coming from someone who has cat cheese with everything, I don't think so. You not embracing cat cheese is a failure on my part. When I get down from this mountain, the first thing I'm going to do is smother you in ketchup and cheese. Well, this has taken a darker turn. Get your head out of the gutter. It's where my head always goes, plus given the current situation, it's kind of hard to avoid thinking about your butt. You can see my butt with all this snow. I have a pretty good imagination, huh? You're horrible, I know, but that's why you love me. I do. You pain in the butt. Not yet. Alex, sorry. I'm trying to keep you in high spirits. figure it's the best way to help you get through this. You pick the worst time to flirt with me. Nonsense. I am a perfectly timed flirt. I know all the moves, the best moves, says the man who asked for permission for our first hug. I was being a gentleman, and our first kiss an exceptional gentleman, and exceptional. You think so? Huh? I do. Besides, I didn't ask permission any time after that. So much for being a gentleman. Hey, I was still a gentleman in my approach on every occasion. Only reason you ever got a second kiss was because you earned a lot of brownie points for making me a CD. Well, I did make a pretty awesome CD for you. Wow, that was a long time ago, must have been. Don't say it. You say it and it's proof we're old. Ha, honey, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we are a bit old. Our parents made 6 tapes, we made CDs, and then our kids made playlists. I wonder what the grandkids will do when they are old enough to date. I don't think they even know what a mixtape is. There is still time to learn. They can read all about it on the microchip. I never even had to use a microfiche. What? How did you never have to use one? He had really computers in my school. We had real computers in my school. Says the person who always needs me to fix her computer. I'm trying to help you feel your young and sweeter. Remind you of when you were in college and always had to fix your parents' and grandparents' computers. Oh yeah, those were the fun time here. Who could forget having my grandfathers get 1,000 viruses a month from opening bad emails, and then my mother would always volunteer me to fix it? Remember the one time you got her back? Yeah. His cassette player wouldn't work, so I told him how great she could be at fixing it since her classroom had one. She was furious when she called. She laughed pretty hard though too. I think she was proud of you for it. And I think that was the last time you were volunteered to help. Win-win? Yeah, I need to think of something like that to put our kids through. Better think fast. I think it's starting to clear up. It is, and we must be almost to the end. See, I told you I could make it all the way through without losing a day. I knew you would. Come on, let's get out of this. And then it's a short hike up to the summit. So, the end? The end of the story? Yeah. I got an achievement. We made it. I can't believe it, but we actually... Whoa! It's incredible! Isn't it? It was worth making the ridiculous climb to get all the way up here. Oh, it was so. You're not salty about the days of sleeping on the ground in the freezing cold with no snow. I was a minute ago, but now I think this made the prettiest sight I've ever seen because of you. Better than the sunset on the riverboat from our honeymoon? Hey, yes, even prettier than that. Our honeymoon was a lot more fun than climbing a mountain though. As I recall, our honeymoon still involved a lot of walking. It was crazy hot too. It didn't require me to bundle up with all of these layers. It didn't have this crisp mountain breeze. It didn't have me eating mostly beans for every meal. We lucked out that our honeymoon took place during a chocolate festival is all. It also involved drinking. Hey, I wouldn't have stopped you from bringing alcohol up here. Yeah, but then you could invent a new drunk Nick dance. Oh gosh, no, I've had enough of those dances. Nothing tops the White Russian dance. White Russian. I love the way you pump your arms and boogie back and forth. White Russian now. White Russian. Now the spirit. Last dance I'm doing from up here. It's a real long way down and I don't need to sleep. Fair point anyway. Like you said, it was a great honeymoon. It was. We had some great memories from the trip. I love all the photos you took for us to look back on. Good scene. I got into photography as a passing hobby. You always took a lot of photos from your past climbs too. Photos of greenery like this, scenery like this, for me to see when you got home. I always wanted you to see it for yourself. But now I'm here, seeing it for yourself in person. Is different, isn't it? Do you have the camera? Need to take photos of its setting. Oh, you're right. Let me pull it out and snap a few photos. The kids are going to love this. So are the grandkids. I'll bet those little ticks want to know what to make of this. Probably that's magical. Sometimes you only read about in a fantasy book or see in a movie. Not fictional anymore. So you really like it? The grandkids would have it right. It is magical. I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea it would be something like this. If I would know, I would have done this sooner. You are doing it now. I would have done it together. We are here together. Not like how I wanted. Not like how you always wanted, not with you right next to me. Not like how it's supposed to be. Another achievement unlocked. I'm so sorry. Life isn't fair. I wasn't supposed to lose you so soon, not this soon. We had almost 30 years and I want more. I want more years of you being awesome and loving me. I even want more years of you irritating me like a brat. Who is a brat? Actually, I miss you always finishing my sentences. It was so aggravating how you could always imagine exactly what I would say before I say it, and then keep moving the conversation along. I miss it now. I miss you coming home from an adventure and telling me about it. Whenever you came back from a climb, you'd tell me how you would have to talk to yourself and pretend you were talking to me. How keeping a conversation with yourself helped you focus and keep from getting tired. I tried doing that. I climbed this damn mountain pretending you were right here beside me talking to me. It helped. It really helped. I don't want to stop hearing your voice. I know. I miss you. I miss you so much. Sometimes I text your phone. I keep hoping you'll reply with the usual smooth smooch or snuggle or message. It's silly. It's not silly. I'm sorry. I didn't do it more often. I haven't listened to your voicemail, so I don't forget what you sound like. You had such a stupid cliche voicemail. Why couldn't you do something funnier? At least I can still imagine your voice when I read something you wrote. Do you remember the poem you wrote me? I do. It was so bad. I love that poem. You wrote it for me. I wrote it the first time I saw a view like this one. I wish I would written it better. If I'd known those would be the last words that make you think of me, I promise I would have tried harder. You didn't need to. You were perfect just the way you were, and I love keeping those words close to me. As the sun sets, I feel compelled to sit quietly and stay a while, like how your own beauty and wonder bring me a smile. I wait patiently there as the star falls past the keys, and then I see you as it goes dark and I close my eyes. I dream of all the adventures I've had with you at my side, the time we laughed, danced, hollered, and cried. Memories of awestruck sights with eavesdrock, with us both thinking wow. Dreams I'd repeat with you for as long as my sleep would allow. Then as I wake, the morning sun caresses my face, making me think you're there offering a warm embrace. I reach in and pull out the one word, note you'd stuck in my bag. Boo! It makes me smile and start the day, remembering how much I love you. I hate you sometimes, you know. I know, remember what I'd always say about hating someone. Hate is a strong word. It makes a lot of time and energy to really hate someone. I'm glad to know I was worth the time and energy. I'll never stop, I'll always be worth it. Thank you, I love you, my bear. And I love you, mi hermosa. Goodbye. Sunset, the end. So, another sad story about demise of loved one. Yeah, and this woman, she climbed this mountain when while she was doing it, she had a imaginary conversation with her past husband. Yeah, and probably those ash will be scattering on the wind from the top of the mountain. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't like this type of story about demise. I don't like it. So I'm not regret that I read it. Yeah, it's evoked some deep thoughts and feelings inside me, but actually I like something more positive. So good story. I think the story has at least two alternative endings, and I won't record in it. So maybe I will read it for yourself without any recordings. Take care. Bye for now.